Okay, so for our silver bullet review, Friday, June 7th, here we have an internal liquidity sweep, which is why it was more difficult to spot because it's an internal liquidity sweep. And then we have some garbage price action here, stalling up and down. We have a giant fair value gap. So given this internal liquidity sweep and then all of this price action and then one healthy bar, this is more of reverse engineering in my opinion. It's only a liquidity sweep because this fair value gap formed. And so I always look left and try to see, is there a liquidity sweep? So I have to make sure that it's either an actual liquidity sweep or I'm just seeing what I want to see. And when we see this reaction off the fair value gap and moving up, then okay, we know that it was a movement. Where to? Right to the RTH gap. And here on ES, we have this giant healthy bar down here on NQ over here, passing it up. This is now a BPR, and we see a reaction off the BPR as well. And this on NQ continues to touch and respect the fair value gap and move off of it. Why? Because ES had yet to hit its RTH gap, its take profit point. So NQ over here is still going back and forth until ES is ready to hit its take profit point. And so by the time it does that, both markets are now consolidating, and with this reaction, with this respecting off of the fair value gap, not going any lower below it, so finally NQ shoots up to a take profit point here, which is all of this buy side liquidity. So once NQ is touching the fair value gap 3 times, it moves all the way up to the buy side liquidity here, and the first time is to the RTH gap and comes back down, where ES forming the BPR respects that, moves up to its take profit point, and ES also hits the red news liquidity that's here. It takes NQ just a few minutes later. ES hits it at 10:40, NQ hits it at 10:47. And that is the silver bullet review for June 7th.